morning, my name is Kelsey.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm not so snotty.
Here's my resume.
Very impressive. So, why do you want the job?
Well, I think that teaching is such a beautiful thing. I think ever since I, grew up, I thought that, learning a new process or learning something different was just really encouraging. And I want this job because I feel like I can motivate kids to find a better way to learn and different ways to express themselves through their learning styles.
I like that. Were you always like that, like as a child? Like maybe like in high school, because the application you're looking for is an 8th to 12th grade chemistry teacher. Were you always like that?
I would say mostly during my 9th grade year, I started to learn that, people were different and not everyone was the same. I always went to schools that had a really diverse community, and I think after going through that, I really learned that everyone's different and everyone has different learning styles and reading skills, and that really just motivated me to say, hey, let me help you if you're struggling with something or you just need better techniques.
Oh, okay. Are you a person passionate about chemistry?
At first I wasn't, because chemistry involves a lot of things. But after a while, I really learned that, that chemistry is something that you kind of have to grow into love. Because science is just a crazy topic, and you have all different types of variables and labs and assignments. But once you just put them all together, they can make something really, really fun.
What is your teaching kind of style? Because here at Bel Air, we are starting to adapt to more kinesthetic instead of visual, because a couple of years ago, we had some bad experience with that, especially in chemistry. So what's your kind of teaching style?
I feel my teaching style is more visual. I like things hands-on. I like to do labs. I also like to talk to my students and kind of get their feedback and what they like to do too, because I feel that a boring class is not a fun class. You want your students to engage and really have fun in what they're doing. But I also think that I want them to learn and get the most out of it.
How much experience have you had in this area, or mainly this grade level? Well, the grade level first, actually.
I've said I've had about 3 to 4 years. I was a substitute teacher first, and I think that really helped me, kind of understand where I wanted to be and whatnot. But I've been doing this for about 3 to 4 years as a substitute, and now becoming, a real teacher.
How much are you experienced teaching kids in this area? Because chemistry, some kids can say it's quite boring. How do you know how to make it really interesting for them? Like, what kind of teaching strategies do you use in your classroom?
Well, I feel for kids, like in high school, I try to use things like, songs and things that really speak to them. I know past years I've tried to make, movie references or just things that they would really, really understand. And kind of not to really, bring it down to their level, but just, let them know that, I'm still young and I know what's kind of going on in the world, but not to be too serious and too grown up, because I know they're still kids.
Okay, so let's just say a decade from now, where could you see yourself being?
I could see myself being one of the top teachers in Texas, and just really having my students come back and tell me, everything that's happened, and watching them grow and succeed in their lives, and getting great jobs and having great families, and just really, finding themselves.
Okay, let me give you an example scenario. A student is failing chemistry and needs help. What is your first motive to do when they come to you for help?
My first motive is tutoring. My door is always open for school, after school, during lunch. I always want them to come, even if it's one question, I'm always there for them. I also offer tutoring from other kids, so that, because sometimes I feel that when you have a teacher that can assist you, it's fun, but sometimes too, having someone that's your own age, that, kind of knows what's going on, outside of school and in school, can be more of a benefit to them.
So it says here that you participated in staff development workshops and meetings. So are you I'm assuming that you're very open to new ideas about chemistry, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, and well, I'll be thinking about this, and you seem very potential. To be honest, you're the most outgoing chemistry teacher, and we really need this here at Bel Air.
That's great.
So nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you.